So, yeah. God blesses us so greatly when we have a pure heart, because when we get rid of so many impurities, it actually, when we have a pure heart, is when we're more bound to God, and when we can hear Him greater, and when we can feel Him and sense Him, because we're going to Him and we're not going to other things that are actually like tainting our hearts and keep putting a barrier in between us and God. And this song we wrote, the boys song, which is for guys, so that they know they can't just brush it off on the girls. It's not just for the girls. We desire to encourage the men of our generation, the men of this world, that God desires them to live purely as well. And no matter what has been in their past, no matter what they've done or gone through, God wants to start today. We realize that in our generation that men are so beat down, and if Satan only has one arrow, he's gonna go after the men. And if he only has one arrow for a family, he's going to go after the man. Because if he does that, the rest of the family will crumble. And the thing that we realize is there's a great battle for each man's life in this world. And what our desire is to encourage these men and to say, God has a calling on your life. Satan is trying to make you feel like you are valueless and that you're not victorious and that you're just, you just bring home a paycheck and there's no value in your life. But God desires you to be a valiant warrior, and that's what we desire for men to hear. Is purity is not sissy. Purity is not a wussy man thing. That's a valiant man is a pure man.
We had gotten a lot of people asking us questions of like, okay, so you kind of said you're doing the whole not dating thing. Are you really serious? Are you going to keep doing this whole thing? Or is it, come on, time to find like a boyfriend because you're really closed off. You're really,
getting old.
You're getting old. And, and just this whole thing of like, do you really think this is actually going to work? Or you're actually going to ever get married and never have, pursue dating relationships? And it just kind of came to a point of like, you know what? So it's not being done. So everybody's not jumping on the whole not dating bandwagon. But you know what? It's what God has called us to do in our life. And I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is what God has totally called us to do, is to give our hearts to Him. Yeah. So when it's time for us to get married, He will have our hearts, and it won't have been given away to different people. And so it was just kind of us just saying, you know what, God? I don't ever regret saying that you're mine, and I don't regret living this life that I am living. And so, yeah, so maybe dating looks like it could be fun. Maybe it looks like it would be whatever, everybody else is doing it. Maybe I'd fit in more because I'm doing it, but not a day goes by that I'm like, gee, I'd ever make this commitment.